My name is Matt Brown. I'm a U.S. probation officer. I've been doing that for over 20 years, and I'm also a parent of a teenage son on the autism spectrum. Being in law enforcement, I had attended a training by a guy named Dennis DeBott from Florida who has a son with autism, who had developed a training program for law enforcement and first responders. And I was wondering if our state here in Maine had such a program. I contacted the Autism Society, and they were real excited about it right off the bat because they'd been thinking about that and trying to put something like that together. So we figured, with my experience as both a parent and a law enforcement officer, that that would be a good combination. Law enforcement can tend to be kind of a hard audience, you know, and credibility is important. So having that piece plus the experience personally really has worked out well. So it's been about close to 10 years now that we've been doing that.
Windsor Police Department, Mike speaking. May I help you? Okay, we'll have an officer head down.
8 Winthrop.
Report of a white male juvenile, approximately 15 to 17 years of age. Seems a little disoriented. Unknown if there's alcohol involved or mental issues at this time. I have no further information.
ETA approximately 2 minutes from Main Street.
People with autism don't react in situations the way typical individuals do. They display with a lot of behaviors that those of us in law enforcement can easily misinterpret. You know, a lot of them aren't speaking, so they're not going to be responding to commands of a law enforcement officer. A lot of them have processing issues, so if an officer asks them a question or gives them a command, they're not going to respond immediately. That's something that in law enforcement we are going to interpret as somebody who's hiding information, who's being non-compliant, not following our instructions, and that creates a whole different mindset, you know, in a situation. It makes it very dangerous. People with autism tend to wander. That's a big one. The leading cause of death for people with autism is drowning. They go to water sources. So it's real important for law enforcement to know that when they get a call like that, you know, where to start looking.
8 Winthrop probably on scene.
Police departments, sheriff's departments, dispatchers, first respond. I do a lot of trainings now for fire departments, ambulance departments, because again, they're going hands-on with individuals with autism. Schools, a lot of incidents involving law enforcement actually might happen at the school. They might generate from a school where a child is out of control and things have kind of gone bad. And then as families, it's really important. We're trying to push the whole idea of them coming in, getting on the Autism Society website. They've created a registration form so that the law enforcement knows who they are. You know, we've trained the law enforcement for a long time now, but again, they have very short periods of time to make decisions. It's critical that they know going to a call that they're interacting with a person with autism so they can think about the training, and then what they see makes a lot of sense to them. So we're really pushing parents to get on the Autism Society of Maine website, get that form into their local law enforcement department, you know, introduce themselves so that they know that they're out there. So that information can be input into the dispatch system. A dispatcher can relay the information to the responding officer, and that officer can then remember the training that they've had, and then when they see certain things, rather than assuming the worst, that can make a lot more sense to them. And in those scenarios, I think it's going to be much safer for the officer, for the person with autism.